What is going on, guys? It is Carly here bringing you day 8 of my 31 Days of Horror 2020, and moving right along down the line, we have Paranormal Activity 4 from the year 2012, and yeah, I picked this one up along with the other, first 3 Paranormal Activity movies, months and months ago when this, store kind of went out of business, and got them, like, all 4 of them for $13 together, so that was a pretty good deal, and obviously I didn't own any of them, so I wanted to revisit them, and I kind of found that I wasn't really caring for them as much as I had thought I did. It was kind of a nostalgic thing for me, so part 3 was probably the only one that I really enjoyed out of that watch, but now we are back here with part 4, and I saw this one in theaters, but only remembered certain aspects of it, so to get into it, pretty much it's been, I think, 5 or so years since, Katie, the girl that you're following in, the first 3, has disappeared with her nephew, and this new family moves in to this house, and so you're kind of following a new group of people all together, and there's basically like this incident next door that leads to this family having to take in this creepy little boy who lived next door for a while. They kind of just foster him in a way, and he's just kind of weird. He's like seeing things, and kind of a weirdo. There's like a teenage daughter, which is, featured on the cover here, and she just thinks he's a little bit creepy. She has a boyfriend she's always like video chatting with and whatnot, and kind of talking about things, and they end up, installing security cameras, of course, around the house after this incident occurs, to, just keep things safe, and the daughter mainly and her boyfriend start seeing like weird stuff happening, and they start to suspect there might be something a little bit sinister going on. Of course, like, the parents play the whole not really believing them type of game for a while, but things kind of escalate from there. So that's basically the idea with this one. Again, it's like trying to change it up a little bit, giving you a new family. This is where I feel like the movies sort of veer off a bit, although I don't really remember, like I said, a lot of the films in general, especially after this one. It's all kind of a blur, but yeah, this movie's alright. I wouldn't say I loved it. Once again, I feel like this franchise in my head, I thought I liked it more than I did, but I just don't really get into them, especially once you get to this one and so on. It's more just for the sake of being scary. There's not really any super realism going on in the movies like they try to capture with the first one. They sort of marketed and try to make the first one out to be like the next Blair Witch Project type of deal, and it worked for some people, didn't work for others, but as the movies kind of go on, it just becomes more of a marketing thing, and more about the money, and more about just entertaining people with a ghost film than being like a solid found footage film. And that's kind of what you get with this one. It's a little bit unrealistic with parts. The scene I really remembered from this movie was, in the garage. There's a part where the daughter gets kind of stuck in the garage and the car's running and she starts to suffocate. I always thought that part was pretty tense and good, but like I said, it's not super realistic by any means. But overall, it's not horrible. Definitely not, I wouldn't say, one of the best ones in the franchise for sure. It's just kind of basic, just kind of there. Believe I gave this one a 6 out of 10 though, so I give it a little bit above average, but definitely not one that I would want to rewatch over and over again. So 6 out of 10 for Paranormal Activity Part 4. Thank you guys for joining me for this day in the 31 Days of Horror, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow for day number 9.